Okay. So the idea is to do really tiny little sprays. Right all the way around over here. I suck at this though, guys, so this is gonna be something. Let me see. We gotta get this little pot to spray out all the junk. We gotta get a little bit of thinner. I think that will be okay. I think I'm gonna do like the Maggles purple in much the same way that we did like the shading on the tail. I'll just use very, very thin paints. I think that should probably be relatively risk-free, you know? We can give it a little try, see how it goes. So I used some Maggles purple for that last time around. Which is like a very thin paint as it is, and we'll dilute it a bunch too. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I'd rather make it too dilute than too strong. Let's see. I'm assuming it still works, guys. Magic? Can you believe it, chat? It works. We have water on our hands. Incredible. Okay. We'll dilute it a bunch, and we'll see how it goes. We'll make like a very thin glaze. What's up, Rumpus? I'm gonna do a little bit of airbrushing, dude. This feels scary. I don't even want to fuck up my mini, but I guess it's okay. Okay, let's see. This might be too thin. No, it's a little bit of purple. A tiny little bit of purple. Okay, so we want to put it right over here somewhere. I feel like I'm gonna fuck this up, dude. I think we have a little bit too much. Okay. It's incredibly thin. Probably a bit too thin, but... That's what she said? Really? Hmm. I'm sorry about that, Rumpus. It's okay, man. You'll be okay. Okay. I don't think this is doing much. We just have to trust the process, I guess. Yeah, it's very thin. Like there's a little bit of paint in there. You can kind of see it on my hand. When yeah. Thing is, I'd rather have it too thin than too thick, you know what I mean? That's what she said as well, so. I don't even know if we need to, yeah, removing is hard. Do you guys hear the compressor, by the way? Compressor should be pretty much quiet. You hear nothing but air? Perfect. That's exactly what we're going for. Okay. Slightly stronger paint. Just blow it dry. I don't know how much of a difference this is really making. I'm clearly blowing paint, but it is not doing that much. No, I don't think it's really much of a difference here. Although, there's definitely paint coming out now. So like, if we put it on a plate, see, we have a little bit of paint. It's definitely there. It's very faint, yeah. But that's the purpose, that's the whole point. I think it's a little too runny or something. Maybe you shouldn't be diluting this paint as much as I did. Let's try a little bit of a darker tone of it. I'll just blow out the rest of it. We'll go from there. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, these are so thin though that the layers are pretty much immediately dry. Oh, now we're actually getting some paint. Now we're actually getting some paint on there. That's what we wanted, okay. Painting noob coming in clutch. We can glaze over any of the mistakes I make, that's fine. Yeah, the tail is a little messed up. Is the tile a joke? No, I'm using the tile for mixing. The tile is really good. It's okay, by the way, if we get some of it over here on the main carapace, because this is just a nice little shade of purple. I don't think that's too bad, though. I think that's pretty good. Where else can we use this, guys? What's another spot where we could make use of the airbrush? I did get an airbrush not too long ago. I'm too deep into this now. Absolutely, Zash. 100%. Too deep into miniature painting. Did the music end? Let me see. Yeah, we got a little bit of purple in there now. Okay, enough braveness for today. Let's clean the brushes, including the airbrush. And then we'll go from there. What's going on, Mr. Rextor? What is this thing we're using on the airbrush? So this is like a little spray out can, a little bit of a spray out bottle type of thing. So you can like make sure that you clean the whole thing. So I'm just using regular water here. Basically until it's clear. And then I have some specific like airbrush cleaner as well, which is a little bit fancier. I've got the 2 bottles labeled. This one says cleaner on it. I've watched quite a few videos on how to use this shit properly, but I'm by no means an expert. So you put a little bit of the cleaner in, and you can pinch off the front and make sure that it back bubbles a little bit. This basically creates like a backflow in the whole system. So you can loosen up any dried bits of paint or whatever is in there, and you can spray this out too. And now the brush is a little bit cleaner. So there's like, you can take the whole thing apart. You can have like, so the way these devices work, roughly, there's like a needle. You can kind of see it over here at the front. You see the needle tip? When you press down on it, it starts the airflow. And when you pull back the needle. And since there's like a little vacuum created over here in the front, it pulls more and more paint out, depending on how far you pull back the needle. So if you pull it all the way back, it's gonna like blast paint, which is a little bit too much. But yeah, so you can get paint stuck on the needle obviously too. So you do have to make sure that this shirt is clean, and it's a little bit intimidating sometimes. So we gotta look at the needle. You do have to make sure. You see a little bit of a splotch right over there at the front. You see that little splotch? It's kind of hard to see, but right over here. So we do have to make sure that we get a little bit of cleaner on like a tissue too. Clean the needle, and then shove it back in. Now you want to do this carefully, obviously, because if you bend this shit, it is a replacement part. Can you tattoo yourself with it? No. So you see how there's like actually some gunk on there? That is from the paint. So I'm just doing some pinching. You can take these entire things fully apart. So like for example, you can take the whole cup off. Cup can be cleaned. You can take the whole stem out. Like basically everything is detachable, and you can build it back together, which is kind of nice because you can deep clean it very easily. There's a couple of different brands that make these things, and it seems that with my very small amount of experience, that the German ones. So this is one from a brand called Harder and Steinbeck. Harder und Steinbeck. I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. Anyways, they are very easy to take apart. It is kind of typical, yes. So there's two brands. Where do you think the other one is from, Rumpus? The other big brands, where do you think they're from? One of them is from Germany. Where's the other one from? You can guess. No, it's not Swiss. Japanese. It's Japanese. For some reason, it is generally Japan, yeah. So you can take these things very easily apart and then build them back up together. What's pretty cool too is like you can change the parts out. So like say for example you don't like this trigger for some reason, you can take a different trigger and just put it in here. It's the same for like the size of the cup, the front of the whole thing, the size of the needle. Everything is kind of buildable. It's like a Bob the Builder kind of thing. Yeah, it's modular. It's like a gun. I guess it is like a gun, yeah. But yeah, it is a very fun little tool, but also certainly like something that you need experience with, right? And I am currently just not experienced with it at all. But it is very fun. Yeah. I did buy a compressor for my miniature painting gun, yes. Are you making fun of me right now, Bunny Warren? Are you calling me a nerd, sir? Okay, now you're right. I am most definitely a nerd. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Let's do some games. You still have the Skyrim theme in your head because of the Dovahkiin in the chat on Friday? That's a dangerous thing. Gamers, we've been making some steady progress with the Psychophage. I think it's coming along quite well. It's been coming along quite quickly, dude. Maybe the most surprising thing of all. I feel like I've been zooming through this guy so far. Pretty happy with how it's all turning out. I changed my microphone settings a little bit, by the way. Does it sound any different? Does anybody notice? Probably doesn't make that big of a difference, but hopefully it'll be slightly better. I was doing probably the best time spent that I can do, right? I was spending probably about a half hour or so yesterday trying to min-max the audio on this particular setup. It's one of those things that nobody ever notices, but I feel better having done it. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of the tentacles, I think, today. Yeah, the tentacles need to be more tentacly. So he's got a big open mouth right over here. We gotta do the maw area of this miniature. He looks a little bit too welcoming right now, clearly. Uppetry thinks sound is the #1 thing a streamer ought to pay attention to. 100%, dude. When you think about it, I am basically a glorified second monitor background piece of content, George. And that's not me being mean to myself, that is just the truth of it, right? For the majority of people that watch, people are just kind of hang out. You put on something on your second monitor while working, or maybe while getting other stuff done, or while playing games yourself, or while maybe doing some mini painting, or whatever else you have, right? And my goal is to try and be the best second monitor content I can be. It is definitely, no, it's not gaming skill. If it was gaming skill, it'd be very quiet here, Lena. No, but that is how it goes, right? Like, that is just the truth of live streaming in general. Some people will watch streams in full screen, fully engaged and all that, but a lot of folks will do other things while they're watching streams. Either way, of course, is totally fine. I'm on your main television right now? Hell yeah, dude. But maybe you're like eating or something, or you're like, you know, maybe you're cooking or doing some cleaning or whatever, right? Like, there's always, very rarely do humans in 2024 do one thing. You know, like, you remember back in the day, apparently, what your grandparents probably did is they turned on the radio, and then they took a chair and they sat in front of the radio, and then they just listened to the radio. Yeah, nobody does that anymore. That is not really a thing anymore in 2024. I wish it was. Maybe it'd be better for all of us, but... we're gonna start with a little bit of mouth. I want to do a diluted mix of these two paints. Well, this is technically a paint. This one's a medium. Anyways, we want to mix these like 1-to-1. And then we'll do like a slightly more diluted version of it too for the tentacles. So we want to have a... Maybe not the tentacles, actually. Maybe the tentacles too. I don't know. But at the very least, the tongue. I wonder if I should use a larger brush for this. I'm going to try and use a slightly larger brush. There's a lot of tentacles on this mini. Yeah. I know you guys love tentacles. That's why you guys actually watch my stream. I get it, gamers. I know you all love tentacles very, very much. I'm doing like 3 brushfuls of this, and then like 2 of the other one. I want a relatively diluted version of this, because it's a very strong color otherwise. Okay, so we're gonna do mostly the inside of the mouth. There's a lot of teeth on this guy. I don't know how obvious the teeth are. Yeah, they're quite obvious. We want the inside of the mouth to be relatively dark. Oh, there's a hair. The hell, dude? I'm trying to get the hair. There's a brush hair over here in the middle of my fucking miniature. Oh, I got it. No, I didn't. It's still there. What a nice start. All right, I got it. You have 2 million Lennies in the chat. Yo, and Vizzy. That's how you know Invisi is cooler than you guys. He's got 2 million channel points. Incredible. Okay, I think I'm gonna do like the base of the tongue in the same color. Same for like whatever this underneath area of the tongue is called. And I will wipe some of it off again, I think. Because I would like to have this mostly on the... You only have 673,000? That's okay, that's okay. That's what you get for taking holidays. Rocket Girls goes on holiday, immediately, you lose everything. They're useless. They're useless when you know you can't buy Low Daddy. Ay. I think I want to do a layer of it over here as well. You want quite a fleshy mouth. I like this mini is zooming by, man. We just started it like a couple streams ago, is what it feels like. At least compared to the to the previous one. We're going pretty fast. Okay. We want to do some gradients on all of the tentacles. Yeah, this thing has sorts as rear legs. It is quite beautiful. I'm a little jealous. I wish I had legs, right? As a streamer in general. I wish I had legs in general, but... Technically, you have 3.3 million Lennies. That's not how this works. Either you have them or you don't. But I know you turned in a couple emojis. I guess that counts. What's up, Matt? Good morning. This is a very large, a very large bug. I want to do a shade on each of the tentacles. And I gotta be a little... I think I want to do like maybe 3/4 of the way or so for this, for now. And then we'll wipe off most of it and create a bit of a gradient. Just want to make sure that I do it reasonably cleanly. There's medium in this, so it doesn't dry super slowly. So we want the outer edges of the tentacles to be much lighter. Yeah. I also have to do some paint on this section over here, because that is the same tentacle. Okay. And I will have to just take one tentacle at a time. One tentacle at a time. I know it's tempting to take all the tentacles, chat. Don't get greedy, okay? There's enough tentacles for all of us. What's up, Mickey? Good morning. This is why I took a bit of a larger brush, because this one can soak up a lot more paint. It's a lot easier to do these transitions when we have a lot more soakability. Is that a word? I don't know if that's a word for mini painting, but if it isn't, it is now. There's more to soak. I think this one is gonna go all the way about right here. And we'll fade it out over here in this section. Okay. You want all tentacles all at the same time? You're greedy. Haven't you learned to share? You don't like sharing? I can tell. Okay. I think that's those tentacles are reasonably well done. I think I would like to do a coat of this paint straight up at the bottom. So mostly non-diluted. Kind of difficult to see, but there's a skin flap over here. It's kind of ugly. Maybe we want it to be a bit darker. Maybe I'll make it more dark later. We'll see. Okay. Okay. You prefer getting, not giving? Yeah, a lot of you are big fans of tentacles. Interesting. You learn something new of Twitch chat every day. All of you are one person, right? So if one person really likes tentacles, that means everybody likes tentacles, right? It's a hive mind. Okay. Gonna make this one stretch just a little longer because I have fucked up in the past. And I would like to cover my mistakes with paint. So this one is only gonna have a tiny little fade over here. I think I'll brighten some of the edges up later with a bit of a dry brush. That looks pretty smooth. God, this thing is gross, man. Very nasty mini. What's going on, Harry? How are you doing today? Okay, we're getting there. Nice little transition there from dark to light. Darkest area being on the inside of the mouth. And I think I'll do multiple shades of this. So we'll do multiple transitions of this similar idea. There's one more tentacle over here that we need to get a little, give a little bit of love. I'll paint the Marine's arm properly later. There's a lot of little teeth on this guy that I'm gonna have to paint manually. I'm gonna try and paint all of those individually later, but that'll have to wait for a little bit. Remember that you've got to paint all of the teeth white. I don't think this guy has white teeth, but we are gonna make them more white than they are right now. I think he's gonna have a little bit more of like a yellowish type of teeth instead. Yeah, I don't think these guys are the most pearly whites you have. Okay, well, let this dry for a little bit before we do the next layer. I want to do a base coat next, I think, on some of the other bits. Yeah, like the claws, for example. Let me see. Yeah. I wanted to do word bearers red on the claws, on the back, because they have like a reddish like tint to it on the box art. So I'm gonna do something similar here too. He brushes his teeth when he eats enemy armor. I don't think these guys brush their teeth very much. No, I don't think... We can definitely add a little bit of blood to this mini too. Absolutely. Gotta shake it. Have I shaken it? I don't remember. I haven't used this paint in a while. I don't even remember using it. I got it for something. Let's hope it doesn't suck. It's a Citadel paint though, so there's really no way of knowing. Might take a couple of coats. I spilled a lot of water. That's okay. It'll evaporate. So I don't really need to mix this with anything. I just want to do like a clear base coat on all of this. This covers pretty well. On all of these big blades in the back. So there's only 2 of them. But they're nice and reddish on the box art, which is interesting. You kind of imagine these to not be this color, but this area is a little tricky to paint. Can't really find a good angle. Oh, sorry. I went full nerd mode. A little bit of hair on the camera. That one was just for you, Zeke. I don't mind the hair on the camera so much, as long as it doesn't take the focus, you know? I notice sometimes I'm like, and it like takes full focus on everything. I don't want to be that far forward if I can avoid it. This is gonna give us a little bit of time to let the front of the tentacles dry, and I'll do another coat of it. A little bit more concentrated towards the back. Make it more dark. The Space Marine. Shit, was that the microphone clipping? I heard a little bit of a peep in my ears, but maybe that was not the microphone. That may have been my ears. Anyways, I want to make the. There was a little bit of a squeak? Okay. I think I was being a little loud. I just want to do a Space Marine, just a good old Ultramarine. Preferably the Space Marine is going to be in the colors of your friend's army, but I don't have any friends. So, you know. Sad. If only I had a friend. Nobody likes Ultramarines though. True, dude. Ultramarines are boring as shit, aren't they? Why are they so common in the lore? I don't understand why all the games and all the books and everything have to be so dominated by Ultramarines. They're basically Romans. That's what it comes down to, right? It's basically the Roman Empire. That's how they managed to get shit done, I guess. And why they are so around in plentiful numbers. Okay, we gotta believe the process, guys. We gotta trust the process here. This will look nice. Right now, the color is a little out of place. Oh, I can definitely show you the finished horse, yeah. Let me paint in this section over here, and then I'll go grab it. I'm assuming you're talking about the Harbinger, right? The previous project. I took some nice beauty pictures of it. They're up on my Instagram. I also posted them on Twitter and on Discord. I posted them everywhere. What's up, Shiny? The other claws, by the way, are not gonna be, they're not gonna be red. Just the big ones. He's only got 2 really large ones. This color is called Wordbearer's Red. It is a Citadel paint. I'm slowly cycling out all my Citadel paints because I don't really like using them that much. Like some of them are really nice. Like this one is pretty nice, but others are a little, I don't know. They're inconsistent, you know? Yeah. So I don't know. I'm getting acrylics now from other brands primarily, but I have this one. And I saw somebody use it in a video, so I figured I'll use it too. Duncan Rhodes used it, I think. But it's a nice tone, yeah. You can probably get this tone from another brand too, though. Some of the Citadel paints are nice, but some of them not so much. What's up, Fo? Good morning. Okay. We'll do another coat on the other side. Want a nice strong color of this, and then we'll go from there. Actually, a tiny little section of metal here. Yeah, we're gonna have to paint some of that in too. The red makes the Tyranid way sexier. Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? It is currently obviously not shaded yet. I'm gonna shade it with some non-oil. We're gonna change some of the coloring up. No highlighting yet, like this is just kind of plain right now, but I wouldn't have picked this color of red as the base coat. Especially with purple, you know, like purple and red don't really contrast very well in my mind, but if I show you the box art, you can kind of see the vibe I'm trying to go for. You see how this is a very different color than that. It's like a brownish, orangish, reddish hue. So that's kind of what we're trying to do. The horse. Here's the little horsey, man. I think this one is my favorite thing I've painted so far. It's very small compared to the other guy, but I like it a lot. We've been trying. Yesterday, by the way, they announced the winners of Golden Demon this year. Which is like the main painting competition for mini painting. The finals for that were yesterday. In Spiel. In Deutschland. Some of the entries are just insane, dude. People create some crazy cool looking stuff. The top tier mini painters are kinda nutty. Yeah, the sight wasn't the hardest part on that mini, I don't think. But it turned out quite nice. I like the rust effect on the sight on that guy. Okay. This will give us a moment actually to look at some of the Golden Demon entries. They posted a list of it on the Warhammer community website. Here we go. Golden Demon winners revealed. Spiel in Essen. So this is the single miniature gold. So this is the person that won gold for single miniature yesterday. Unit or kill team. Look at this shit, dude. So this is a whole unit over here on one little plinth. The guy like cut like a bunch of holes in here. There's somebody, I think, like blessing them or something along those lines. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, but this is really badass. Very, very cool. Pictures like this make it a little hard, I think, to see what's going on. Warhammer 40,000, large miniature or vehicle. Look at this, dude. A lot of these will be like mostly handmade as well, like handcrafted. These are not models that you can just go out and buy. People like sculpt their own shit. I don't really know what this is, man. It looks like an armored version of a psychophage. I have no idea what it is supposed to be, but it does look really clean. This is the overall winner. So this is the overall winner of the entire tournament. So like the overall winner gets this thing called a Slayer Sword. And Albert Moretto Font is the one who ended up winning the whole thing. This thing is so smooth. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, very pretty. Wait, no, was it this guy that won overall? I think it's this guy actually that won overall. David Perryman, yes. I think it's this guy that actually won overall. I'm getting them mixed up in my head. I was having a look at these yesterday when they were announced. People create some really cool shit, dude. This is a painting contest, yeah. Just a painting contest. It's not a game. Well, it's a game in a game, but it's not really a game. A lot of this is very small though. Like I feel like these, so this is the guy that I recently painted, except he's transformed the throne onto an entirely different thing. Kind of insane, dude. But I feel like a lot of this doesn't really portray the scale of this very well, you know? Like it's really hard to say how large this mini actually is. It's tiny. The Middle Earth. Gotta love a good kit bash, yeah? You're not wrong. These are badass though. Yeah, it's hard to grasp the scale of some of these. I find that the way they take pictures is pretty good, but I feel like you kind of lose some of the vibe, you know? Like, how large is this? I don't really know. I'm assuming these guys are about Space Marine sized, but they could be smaller. I don't really know. Like, this one's got to be massive. So this is the epic scale category, which means that it's much larger, right? But how large, I don't know. Yeah, the Lord of the Rings stuff is really tiny. This one's also so cool, dude. So this is one of those like dreadnoughts, but then he's brought like a landing site thingamajig, like one of these drop pods with it. And it's like ready to walk into the battlefield. This is so cool, dude. The epic scale is actually really small. Look at these guys. There's two little dudes over here too. I hadn't even seen those yet. Right next to the Reaver. Guido Gunther. It's gotta be a German. It's gotta be somebody from Germany, right? Yeah. Guido Gunther. Sehr geil, Guido. Dude, these underwater effects are so sick. How do people even make this shit, dude? Oh yeah, I saw these two over here. The diorama category blows my mind every time. Look at this shit. Look at both of these. These don't even look real. This looks like it's a computer render. This thing too, man. Like, look at this. It's like a whole procession. There's somebody over here. And there's like little angel things. Like, these are insanely cool. And these are not big. Like, these are gonna be like this size. They're tiny. Yeah, the one with the angels and like the stained glass and all that is insane. So this is a yearly event, I think. But you can obviously spend years painting one thing.
I just won a 50 minutes game with Zerg versus PC Mech. My heartbeat is higher than my 194 app.
Damn. Nicely done, Crispy. Congratulations, dude. Thank you very much for the resub. And congrats on the win. Those are the best wins. Yeah. Yeah, the Sisters of Battle Miniature, I would love to paint this. It's like its own little diorama, but this guy like took it to the next level with this entire like staircase and like this like, it's cool, dude. Youngbloods. I don't know what the category Youngbloods means, but I guess it's people under 18 or maybe even younger than that. Very cool. The open competition. Look at this, dude. Isn't this cool as shit? Yeah, I love this shit, dude. It is cool. Just a good old Space Marine, man. Just a really well executed, good old Ultramarine. You love to see it. One of the Dark Angels on the right. That's really, really clean. You basically have to do a perfect painting, I think. If you're gonna enter the open competition with somebody's first miniature, like this is what people generally paint as their very first mini, right? You gotta be a bit of a badass to just enter with a good old Ultramarine. I love that, actually. That is a Chad move. Everybody loves Ultramarines, though. Like, everybody loves good old standard Space Marine paintings. It's just a guy in a spacesuit and a big-ass gun. What's not to love, but... Oh yeah, this is probably an easy 200 hours. Yeah, so this is the overall winner. So this guy has a YouTube channel, David Perryman. He doesn't really upload very much, but I actually highlighted him on stream once upon a time. So he used to be one of the official Warhammer painters. So he used to work at Games Workshop to paint the box art. Like maybe he painted the box art for the mini that I'm painting right now. I'm not exactly sure which ones he done, but anyways, he hadn't uploaded in like a year. Nothing on social media, nothing anywhere. And then apparently, I guess this is what he's been up to. So there's a good chance that something like this took him basically the entire year. I don't really know exactly how these people make a living. Because I don't, like, some of them will be content creators, I guess, which is a little bit different. I can imagine many of them just have regular good old jobs. It's a lot of time, though. Is that cheating? I think airbrushing is totally allowed, yes. I don't really know the rules, but I don't see why it wouldn't be.